What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, we're going to do another Walking Dead Season 7 discussion in anticipation for the season finale on Sunday. The last video I did was Understanding the Kingdom. So in this video, we're going to do the Hilltop. So we're going to do an Understanding the Hilltop, getting to know the Hilltop, and maybe predict a little tiny bit where we think, they might go with their story or could go with their story or how they're useful in the future. One thing I lacked to do in my Kingdom video, and it makes me want to do another one, but how many can you do, is I didn't really give any backstory to the Kingdom before they met the group. And I'm not going to get into that now. I do regret that. Maybe I'll do a quick little just a backstory of the Kingdom video. I don't know. But quickly, the Hilltop. Alright, so it was another FEMA camp, just like Alexandria was. It was a safe zone, a FEMA safe zone during the outbreak. And just like all their posts, the military abandoned it, I guess, to go and find their own families or survive themselves or whatever. And Gregory was newly put in charge, and they don't say whose idea it was, but it's somebody's idea to cut down some trees and build a fence around the Hilltop. And then the Saviors come knocking shortly after that. They beat a kid to death. They tell Gregory that, you're working for me, same shit they did to Rick, and that's the quick backstory of the Hilltop. So now, let's explain the Hilltop a little bit. Their leader is Gregory. It seems to be quickly shifting to Maggie. But let's talk about Gregory for a minute. Scumbag, right? He's a pussy. He's an asshole. He has no backbone whatsoever. He stays locked away in his house. This guy is a leader of a community, and he doesn't even know the names of his people, how many they are, and he has no idea whether or not they're capable to fight. He actually feels like they're not capable to fight, that all they're good for is farming and, doing agricultural type of work. So there's no good qualities about Gregory whatsoever. It's all bad. He adds no value to any group. The only value I can say he has is he was completely subservient to Negan, which kept most of the Hilltoppers safe. But we know that things weren't all good before Rick and them showed up, because when Rick and them show up, one of the Saviors send one of the Hilltop dudes, that big scary guy with the beard, to knife Gregory. So things weren't already, they were already having tension with the Saviors before Rick showed up. So is Gregory a good leader? No. Did he keep them alive for some period of time? Yeah, but that's only because of the Saviors, right? Okay, so he's a shit leader. Now, Maggie, on the other hand, let's talk about her for a second. She's a farm girl, so she's perfect for the Hilltop, right? What better place to lead for a farm girl than the farming community, right? But not only does she know her way around the farm and how to make it work and how to make it grow, because we all saw how Herschel knew that stuff in season 3-4, but Maggie too, she grew up in that environment too, right? So I love, again, passing of the torch. The Walking Dead does the passing of the torch so good. They always do it subtle, so sometimes you don't pick it up, the passing of the torch, but they do it so much. So that's another example of it, right? So Maggie's good for that. Plus, she's strong-willed, right? She's gone through all the shit she's gone through with Rick and the group, other strong people, family. She understands how to survive in this world, that you need other people, you need a community, you need a family to survive, right? In this world, right? You need people around you. So she's she's aware of all of that. And plus, like I said, she's really strong-willed. She's strong, Maggie. She knows how to put her foot down. She knows how to get shit done. And she's smart. She learned a little from Deanna. She learned a little from Rick. She learned a little from Herschel. All the passing of the torch. All good qualities in leaders. All of those people had good leadership qualities, even if they were different. in their approach, right? And then there was Glenn. A lot of Glenn rubbed off on her too, who was also a very strong-willed, smart, and crafty character, right? So we have that. Okay, as far as the where they're from, the Hilltop, it's a good location because it's on top of a hill, so you get good visibility of all around you. They really could see who's coming well before. We see that in a recent episode when Cal sees the Saviors with enough time for everybody to hide. You know, he yells, "Saviors are coming!" and that gives Maggie and Daryl enough time and Enid to hide and set up a little diversion plan in a way, right? It's led me, the way it's filmed, it led me to believe that there was some time before the Saviors got through the gates, you know, so they had a good vision of it, right? And then they have that wall, so they have pretty good security. They're trees, the wall, if you look at it. So they have to be sturdy. I don't know how they're implanted. I don't know anything about architecture or wall building. You need to ask Reg about that. Rest in peace. So I don't know how good the support is. Like if they're easily rammed through, like if it's easy to do that and everything. You know, the Saviors do get through it in episode 5, Go Getters, but they don't really show exactly how they do it. So, you know, who knows how easy it was on them out there to do that. There's no amenities really. It's a farming community. It's completely agricultural. There's the big mansion, but not too many people live in that house, I don't believe. It looks like most of them live in little makeshift tents and cabins all on the grounds. The grounds are big, but it's the only person it seems like lives in the mansion is Gregory and maybe Jesus. I'm not really quite sure on that, but it definitely looks like people are living outside as well. So they don't really have that the amenities or the comfortability as the Kingdom or Alexandria or maybe even the Sanctuary to an extent. You know, they're really living like it's the 1800s at the Hilltop, right? They're living like colonial America. That's what I would compare it to. You know, the Kingdom is living like the medieval times where they have a whole town and a whole city in this walled up castle type of environment, and the Hilltop is basically like colonial America, right? It's all these little outside little cabins and tents of everyone trading and chipping in with whatever skills they have. Okay, let's see. In the type of community, the approximate number of people, I believe in the Hilltop is about 30 people. Maybe 20, but I'm thinking more like 30, and it looks like there's about 15 of them that are willing to fight. So that adds about 15 fighters to it. So with Ezekiel, I estimated about 30 or 40 fighters, so let's call it 35. And then this 15, that makes what? 35 and 15 is what? 50? So, you know, numbers are starting to get bigger on Rick's side, right? And these are just estimates with me going off of what I see in the show, right? Now, there's not too many standouts. You have Maggie, of course, is a standout. Jesus is a standout in everything he does. He's smart. He can fight. He can use weapons. He can scavenge. He's sneaky like a ninja, so he can be a spy. Jesus is really the most valuable character that they've shown on the show. Daryl too, very, very valuable. Rick, very valuable. Michonne, everybody's valuable. But Jesus seems to have the most wide variety of skills. I would have to really think on the order of who I think has the most wide variety of skills. But I really think right now, making this video, that it's Jesus. And then you have Cal. He's the Oriental guy, the Asian guy. Sorry if I don't mean to offend. That was at the wall. He also took Gregory somewhere, I think, to go snitch on Rick and them to Negan. But he was the one where Gregory was like, get the car ready or whatever it is. Eduardo, he was the one helping Maggie farm. He's not really any type of standout yet. I believe he will become a bigger character. That's why I threw him in there, because there's really not many people to throw in at the Hilltop. And I couldn't remember the black lady's name, but I think she's gonna become a big character too. The one that went to Maggie and was like, "I heard you wanted to teach us how to fight, whatever." And then there's the blacksmith, Earl. They mention a blacksmith. Jesus mentions a blacksmith. We haven't met him yet, but of course, a blacksmith is valuable, right? And then you have Dr. Carson, but he was taken, so I guess he doesn't count. And Sasha, she doesn't count anymore either because she was taken. And then Enid's not really too useful. And that guy, Andy, he helped out a little bit. I mean, he didn't really do anything but do a diversion when they went to kill all the saviors at the outpost. But he was there at the people that wanted to learn how to fight. So there's that. As far as skills go, they're obviously good farmers. They can obviously produce things agriculturally, all types of stuff, which has various uses, not just for eating. They have livestock too because Daryl says you're gonna give us one of them cows. So they have livestock. They really have a full functioning farm. It seems like, right? We don't see all of that, but we get a good sense that it's a full functioning farm with a blacksmith who's the one that's making all those knives and all those spears, which will always, of course, come in handy. Someone that can make us weapons in a time of war. And then, most importantly, part about the Hilltoppers, they may not know how to fight, but they have heart. They're willing to fight. They're willing to say, yeah, Gregory's an asshole. We want to stand up against the Saviors. So that's big. Because look, Ezekiel has the numbers and weapons and all that, and he didn't have the will to fight. But look, the Hilltoppers stepped up as soon as Enid told them something. So they got that going for them there, They're really the assets and the total value of the community itself is they only have small numbers, but they have someone who can make numerous melee weapons, blunt objects and stabbing and slicing utensils with arrows and bow tips. Arrowheads and bows, so that comes in handy. You have all those skilled archers at the kingdom, plus you have some archers over at Alexandria, where you have Daryl anyway. So, it's starting to come into shape, right? Rick's army with the kingdom and now the Hilltop. You're starting to see where it's going to go. Where do I see them helping out in the future? It's just that. Being the farming community. Being the community that produces crops and foods and does a lot of the bulk of the farming work to chip in. And then also you have the weapons thing going on. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the Hilltop's involvement. I don't think they're going to be heavily involved in the finale. They will have a presence. We will see the Hilltop. I think maybe, possibly, they make it to Alexandria by the end, but I'm not 100% sure if they're going to make it there by the end. But I can see them showing up right around the time as the kingdom to have Negan go, oh shit, you got Daryl? Oh shit, you got guns? Oh shit, you have a tiger? Oh shit, you lied to me about her too? I can see that. And then Negan totally having a pissed off, scared, I want to shit my pants and I want to strangle everybody moment. Gonna be amazing. Alright, that's it for this video. Sound off on your thoughts about, the community at Hilltop, any of the communities. Whether you like the video, don't like the video. Whatever. Share, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'm going to keep on churning them out. The finale's coming. I'm so excited. I know you can tell. And yeah, that's it for this one. You guys have a good night, and I will see you next time.